Ever wondered what foods in your kitchen could be harmful to your cat? Welcome to the world of feline nutrition, a landscape filled with love, purrs, and danger? Yes, you heard that right. There's danger lurking in your kitchen, and it's not just the sharp knives or hot stoves. We're talking about the foods that you, dear human, might enjoy, but could potentially harm your furry feline companion. You see, cats are obligate carnivores. This means they require a diet that's primarily meat. But in our homes, our feline friends often become part of the family, sharing our living spaces, our routines, and sometimes even our food. And while it might feel natural to offer a tidbit from your plate to your purring pal, it's crucial to understand that not all human foods are safe for cats. Just like humans, cats can have food allergies or adverse reactions to certain foods. But there's more to it than that. Some foods that are perfectly safe and even healthy for humans can be toxic to cats. Yes, toxic. These are foods that can cause anything from mild discomfort to severe health issues, and in some extreme cases, can even be fatal. The danger isn't always obvious. It's not just about avoiding the foods that we know are bad for us, like junk food or sweets. Some of the most common foods in our kitchens, foods that are part of our everyday meals, could pose a threat to our feline friends. We're talking about ingredients like onions and garlic, foods like chocolate and caffeine, or even fruits like grapes and raisins. It's important to remember that each cat is unique with its own nutritional needs and sensitivities. What one cat can tolerate, another might not. So it's always best to err on the side of caution and be aware of the potential risks. Knowledge is power, and in this case, it might just save your cat's life. So let's dive into the specifics of what foods your feline friend should avoid. First on our list, chocolate and caffeine. Two of the most delightful indulgences for us humans can be a real danger to our feline friends. But why is that? Let's start with chocolate. Chocolate contains theobromine, a compound that is a cardiac stimulant and a diuretic. When ingested by cats, theobromine can cause a range of symptoms from vomiting, diarrhea, to rapid breathing and increased heart rate. In severe cases, it can even lead to seizures, heart failure, and in the most tragic of circumstances, death. Now let's talk about caffeine. Just like chocolate, caffeine is a stimulant. It affects the central nervous system and can lead to symptoms similar to those caused by chocolate. But here's the kicker. Cats are much more sensitive to caffeine than humans are. So, while you might enjoy that morning cup of joe, even a small amount of coffee can cause restlessness, rapid breathing, heart palpitations, muscle tremors, and fits in cats. And it's not just coffee we're talking about here. Caffeine is found in many other things too. Tea, energy drinks, some medications, and even some types of food. So, it's essential to be mindful of where your cat might encounter caffeine. But how can you tell if your cat has ingested chocolate or caffeine? Well, the symptoms of poisoning can vary, but there are some telltale signs to look out for. If your cat has a rapid heart rate, seems restless, is panting or trembling, or if you notice vomiting, diarrhea, or excessive thirst, it's time to call the vet. These symptoms can appear within 1 to 4 hours after your cat has ingested chocolate or caffeine. Remember, when it comes to cats and these substances, there's no safe amount. Even a tiny bit can be dangerous. And while we might find it hard to resist those pleading eyes, it's our responsibility to ensure our feline friends stay safe and healthy. In conclusion, keep your coffee and chocolate away from your curious feline. Your cat will thank you, and your vet bills will too. Next up, onions and garlic. Now, these might seem like harmless kitchen staples, but they can pose serious health risks to our feline friends. Onions and garlic, along with other members of the allium family, such as leeks and chives, contain a substance called thiosulfate. Humans can digest thiosulfate without any complications, but for cats, it's a different story. Their bodies don't have the necessary enzyme to digest this compound, which can lead to a condition known as hemolytic anemia. This is where the red blood cells that carry oxygen around the body burst, leading to a host of health problems. Symptoms of onion and garlic poisoning in cats can vary depending on the amount consumed and the size of the cat. If your cat has consumed a small amount, they may show signs of weakness, lethargy, and a reduced appetite. In more severe cases, symptoms might include vomiting, diarrhea, and breathlessness. If you notice any of these symptoms in your feline friend, it's important to seek veterinary assistance immediately. The long-term effects of onion and garlic consumption in cats can be quite severe. Continued exposure can lead to oxidative damage in the red blood cells, resulting in persistent anemia. This not only affects the cat's energy levels and well-being, but can also lead to more serious complications such as organ damage. In extreme cases, it can even be fatal. What's more, it's not just raw onions and garlic that are harmful. Cooked, powdered, and even dehydrated forms can also cause these problems. So it's important to be vigilant about what goes into your cat's dish and what they might find while exploring the kitchen. In conclusion, while onions and garlic might add flavor to our meals, they can be a silent danger lurking in the kitchen for our feline companions. So, let's keep these foods out of their reach and ensure we're giving them a diet that's not only delicious, but also safe and nutritious. Remember, your cat's system doesn't process onions and garlic like ours does, so keep them out of reach. Alcohol and raw dough, should your cat have them? Absolutely not. These are two seemingly harmless substances that can pose a serious risk to your feline friend. Let's start with alcohol. It's no secret that alcohol isn't exactly a health booster for humans, but for cats, it can be downright deadly. Cats are much smaller than us, and their bodies process substances differently. Even a small amount of alcohol can lead to severe alcohol poisoning in cats. The symptoms can range from disorientation and depression to respiratory failure and even death. It's vital to ensure that your cat doesn't have access to any alcoholic beverages or food items containing alcohol. Now on to raw dough. You might be thinking, but it's just flour and water, right? Well, yes and no. Raw dough, especially yeast dough, can expand in your cat's stomach, causing pain and bloating. This could potentially lead to a life-threatening situation called gastric dilation volvulus, where the stomach twists upon itself. Moreover, as the yeast ferments the dough, it produces alcohol, which, as we've already discussed, is highly toxic to cats. This can result in a double whammy of potential health issues for your feline companion. The symptoms of raw dough ingestion in cats can include abdominal pain and distension, vomiting, disorientation, and even seizures. In severe cases, it can lead to respiratory distress and collapse. It's important to remember that cats are naturally curious creatures. If you're baking or having a drink, they may be tempted to investigate. Be mindful of where you leave your dough to rise or your glass of wine to breathe. So the next time you're baking or having a drink, ensure your cat isn't indulging alongside you. Keep these potential hazards out of paw's reach, and your feline friend will thank you with many more years of purrs and cuddles. Dairy and tuna, they seem harmless, right? Think again. Let's start with dairy. Images of kittens lapping up bowls of milk are forever ingrained in our minds, thanks to popular culture. But contrary to this notion, most adult cats are actually lactose intolerant. That's right. The lactose in dairy products can cause a host of digestive problems for your feline friends, from diarrhea to upset stomachs. It's a common misconception that dairy is an essential part of a cat's diet. In fact, the calcium in dairy can even lead to the development of painful crystals in their urinary tract. Now on to tuna. Yes, cats love fish, and tuna is often a favorite, but too much of a good thing can be bad. Tuna, especially when it's not specifically prepared for cats, can lead to a number of health problems. The high levels of mercury found in tuna can be harmful to cats, potentially leading to mercury poisoning. Symptoms can include loss of coordination and balance, and in severe cases can lead to kidney damage or even death. Also, a diet that relies heavily on tuna can leave your cat deficient in certain essential nutrients. Tuna doesn't provide enough taurine, an amino acid crucial to your cat's health. A deficiency in taurine can lead to heart disease and vision problems. And remember, cats can become addicted to tuna. Yes, addicted. They may start refusing other foods, leading to an unbalanced diet, which is never good for their health. So, while an occasional treat of dairy or tuna may not harm your cat, it's essential to understand the potential risks and to keep their consumption in check. The best approach is always to provide a balanced diet specifically tailored for cats. And if you're unsure, always consult with a vet. Remember, not all cat-friendly foods are truly friendly to your cat's health. Last but not least, grapes and raisins. Our feline friends, as curious and adventurous as they may be, need to steer clear of these seemingly harmless fruits. Grapes and raisins, while a healthy snack for humans, can pose a serious threat to cats. Despite their small size, these fruits pack a punch when it comes to toxicity for our furry companions. You may be wondering what makes these fruits so harmful. The exact cause is still unknown to scientists, but what we do know is that ingesting grapes or raisins can lead to a sudden and severe kidney failure in cats. This condition, known as acute renal failure, can occur within a day of consumption and is potentially life-threatening. Now let's talk about the symptoms. If your cat has eaten grapes or raisins, you may notice them frequently visiting the litter box or struggling to urinate. They may also show signs of lethargy, loss of appetite, or even vomiting. These symptoms can develop rapidly, so it's crucial to seek veterinary help as soon as you suspect your cat has eaten these fruits. The health risks associated with grape and raisin consumption in cats are serious. Acute renal failure can lead to irreversible kidney damage. This can affect your cat's ability to filter toxins from their body, ultimately leading to a host of other complications. In severe cases, it can even be fatal. The best course of action is prevention. Ensure that grapes and raisins are stored out of your cat's reach, and always be mindful of what your cat may find while prowling around your home. It's also a good idea to educate others in your household about these risks, especially children who may not know about the dangers these fruits pose to cats. To wrap it up, grapes and raisins may seem like a simple, healthy snack to us, but for our feline friends, they're a danger that should be avoided at all costs. So, keep your kitty away from that fruit bowl if it contains grapes or raisins. To wrap things up, let's summarize and discuss some tips for cat owners. Throughout this video, we've delved into some common foods that, while perhaps delicious to us, can be quite harmful to our feline companions. From the unsuspecting danger lurking in our kitchen to specific foods like chocolate, caffeine, onions, garlic, alcohol, raw dough, dairy, tuna, grapes, and raisins, it's clear that what's safe for human consumption isn't always safe for cats. Chocolate and caffeine, for instance, contain substances that are toxic to cats and can lead to severe health issues. The same goes for onions and garlic, which can cause anemia in cats by destroying their red blood cells. Alcohol and raw dough, on the other hand, can cause a range of problems from digestive issues to alcohol poisoning, which can be fatal in severe cases. Dairy, despite popular belief, is not suitable for most cats due to their inability to properly digest lactose, leading to digestive upset. And while cats might love tuna, too much of it can lead to malnutrition and mercury poisoning. Lastly, grapes and raisins can cause sudden kidney failure in cats. Now let's move on to some tips on how to keep your feline friends safe from these harmful substances. The first step is awareness. Know which foods are harmful to your cat and keep them out of your cat's reach. If possible, try to have separate food storage for your cat and the rest of the family. Second, never assume that because a food is safe for you, it's safe for your cat. Always do your research before introducing a new food to your cat's diet. Third, if you suspect your cat has ingested any of these harmful foods, don't wait for symptoms to appear. Contact your vet immediately. Early intervention can make a significant difference in your cat's recovery. And finally, remember that while treats are a great way to show your cat some love, the majority of their diet should be a balanced cat food. These foods are specifically formulated to meet the nutritional needs of cats, ensuring they get all the right vitamins and minerals in the correct proportions. In terms of what to do if your cat consumes these forbidden foods, prompt action is key. If you suspect your cat has eaten something harmful, get in touch with your vet or an emergency pet hotline right away. Keep a list of emergency numbers handy and don't hesitate to use them. Remember, when it comes to your feline friend's diet, it's always better to be safe than sorry. With a little knowledge and caution, you can ensure your cat enjoys a long, healthy, and happy life.